Traders, stop stressing over the S&P 500. Get structured daily outlooks, levels, and actionable setups for ES futures delivered before the market opens, plus weekly insights on crypto, stocks, and commodities. Subscribe today on Substack. Conquer the markets.
What's up? How we doing? Man, happy Monday, everybody. And to think I almost took the day off today. I told everyone like, hey, I'm not going to be around Monday. And then I couldn't resist because I'm an addict. And so here I am. And I am glad I showed up because it was a banger. And I've got a bunch of stuff to go over today. And so I hope you guys enjoy this. As usual, let's start here, though. For those of you who do not follow me yet, please like, subscribe, follow, retweet, all that jazz. Make sure you do it for Ryan Bailey Edge at YouTube, Substack, and Twitter. It's all the same across the board. You can find me in all three of these places. That's where we stream. I try to tweet as much as possible when I'm not insanely busy in the room, which has been amazing lately, and I'm super happy about that. But follow me across all these socials. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, all that jazz. If you like the content I'm putting out, help others out because we are putting out the hits in here, and I'm super excited about today. So let's get into that. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot. If you are not a subscriber or have not done the 30 days yet, I am willing to give new people a chance to at 30 days free of the trade plans. All you have to do is check the link in this post, or you can find it in Substack or Twitter, whatever. My recommendation is look in any post-market breakdown. You'll see a link for 30 days free, including this one. Just put your email in. I'll get you activated. Today was crazy. I didn't get a chance to put a tweet out ahead of time. I went and walked my dog and made some content, and I'm back because I was literally trading all the way through to the bell today as we were long at the end of the day, making money. It was great. It was fucking great. I'm so happy about today. All right, so let's get back to this. Let me get a little juice here, a little gin and juice. It's gin and juice without the gin. For those of you guys who know me, I don't drink. I used to be a big smoker, like to smoke. And I actually, after 25 years, I quit smoking every day as far as weed is concerned. It was affecting my performance real bad. I was waking up a little hungover and stuff. I mean, I was blazing all day long. So it was really kind of slowing me down on the mental game. And, like I'm 43 years old. It's time to stop smoking weed every fucking day. So I saw my hypnotherapist and he got me fixed up. And now I'm like fucking laser-eyed into these charts, and this is what we do. So I know everybody is super happy. So let's get into it. Now, listen, I'm just going to tell you right now, I made a bunch of content, and I haven't had time to really look at any of it. I was already late starting this stream, as a lot of you know. So let's just get into it. I mean, when we first started, obviously we're going to talk about the trade plan from Sunday. So you guys know I do the weekend review. I always put this stuff in here. And this kind of applies for all of Monday as I do the trade plans and they come out Tuesday through Friday. And so the people in the room have the opportunity to have a trade plan from me because they're in the Discord group. Oh, also, by the way, Discord people, I forgot to say this. I've already got one. So the first 5 people who subscribe to the Substack, and I'm not talking about free 30-day subscription. I'm talking about actually, you could be on the free trial, but if you convert into paid, the first 5 people, and 4 now, get 30 days free to the Discord. It's so worth it. I mean, just do it. You'll see what I'm talking about. One trade, boom, you're done for the year. So I'm real happy about what's happening here. So just wanted to throw that out there, that opportunity's out there for those of you who are interested. So this was the first thing. You can see this is the video that I made on Sunday. Got the beanie on, like, chilly outside. It's like cold in Indiana, man. It's freaking cold here. So we talked about this long spot between 38 and 42. Even drew out what I was kind of looking at, what I was thinking this was going to happen. And I was actually gone. I was at my mom's, and I was like sitting on my phone waiting for the open. And I bought this thing. I bought it something decent. And they came right down and did exactly what we anticipated. As you can see, they came down. They played 40, which was one of our 4-hour levels down here. And I believe it was the daily at 38. it's exactly what it was. And they cleaned up the singles. Some of you guys learned about those today in the Discord room. This is one of my key features that I teach in the course. I'm a big market profile guy, love market profile, and cleanup is a big one. So when they clean up these singles, this is market inefficiencies. And so this played out super well today, guys. This was last night. This long played for 50 points in the middle of the night. I personally got all of it. I ended up getting stopped out on one of my runners for like 35 points, but rode this all the way up. And we actually went up and we smacked super close to 05. So 05 was always the big resistance area. It has been for a long time. And last night it got like 2 or 3 points away and we reversed. And that was pretty much the high, as I'll show you right here. So here's the 4-hour chart. So this is the pullback into 38 last night. And then we popped up and this was the high last night. And then this is today's action, which we'll get into right now. So this was a beautiful long that we put out on Sunday. A lot of people took advantage of it in the room. Happy about me, happy about you. Very happy people. All right, so that's what's up. The next one. All right, I got a lot of stuff here. I was super active today, super active. I mean, I probably overtraded a little bit, but I printed a bag, so pretty happy about it. Let's see. The AM long, where are we at? I got so fucking many of them. Okay, here we go. AM long. All right, so here's the first one. This was also in the trade plan. So, one of the things I wanted to show you guys. So for those people who are thinking about the Discord room, this is what I do on Monday. So this morning, I actually put out 2 videos this morning. One was for ES, one was for NQ, because my guy asked me to do a little NQ action here. Hey, there I am. Look at me. All right. And then later on, I went and walked my dog, and I came back and I was like, let's see, where's that? Oh, here it is. ES. So this is NQ outlook, and then here's the ES outlook. Okay. And we talked about VIX. We talked about a lot of stuff. I get into it. I basically do an abbreviated version of the trade plan because I don't have to, make pictures and all that stuff. But I still do it for the room, as you can see. Okay. So again, there you go. Look at that 05. Schmackiola. So this was an update that I had. I was walking my dog and I was like, man, if they open below 38, this thing's going to get toasty, right? And so we didn't open below 38, but we actually opened below 38, above 23, and that's where it all kicks off right now. So let's talk about this, all right? And we're gonna get to the 38 thing here shortly. So we had these levels in here, 38, 23. This is where we opened this little line here. We basically had these 2 lows, pulled the sweep, and then we reclaimed the 38, which is the big leg. We've talked about this whole time, guys. This was in the trade plan too. We talked about this level right here, 67, 38, 75. We talked about them closing above. Well, this morning we opened below it, but they immediately kind of dipped down in the 23 spot, as you can see, barely missed it, and then kicked it in a high gear. As soon as they started kicking in a high gear, I'm hitting the buy button, blah, 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 right? So I'm long 6 cars at this point, and it wasn't the best average. I didn't give a shit because I knew we were going up, right? So as you can see, I had 6 on here. I was taking profits at around the weekly around 61, which was, a nice, I guess from that particular average was about 13 points. And then this happened to be the high of the day, 74. As you can see, by the time we got up to here, I was pretty light. I only had 4 cars left, ended up only having 2 when we ended up pulling back and obviously stopped for profits on that one. But this was a super duper banger. Caught like 25 points myself. Some guys in the room got even more. They caught like 25, 30. Some guy even said he almost caught 40, which was incredible. So we had this first jab right at the open, which really you could have just called it a day and stuck a fork in it and been done there. But we didn't. We kept going because that's what we do. Because when the iron is hot, you strike or something like that. Strike while the iron's hot. That's it. All right. So this was a banger. Really happy about this. Made out like a bandit here. They just squeezed super duper hard. I've got so many screenshots. I didn't even know what to take today. I was so active in the Discord. It was insane. So that was one. And then here's the other one. So I called a long in the room, potential long set up at 47.50. It was a 1-hour trade right there, as you can see. They dipped into it just a little bit down here, but I ended up holding my long and staying long. And we caught some nice money on the way up. The only thing that I put on here, I said, this may hold, but this buying tail is a magnet. right? So I'm like looking at all this inefficiencies. They squeezed on everybody's ass. And so I was a little concerned that they were going to come down for good reason. Obviously, I mean, we opened below 38 and I was like, right. And it just kind of looked a little frothy, especially after smacking from 05 last night, the 4-hour closed and the shitty spot at 9 o'clock in the morning. So I came into this day, like telling everybody, hey, listen, like trend is still up, but we have to be cautious here. And it's really hard for me to like tell people like how to trade and what to do. I have to be very careful what I say, because somebody loses money because what I say, I mean, that's not cool, right? Not cool at all. So I try to be very careful about the way I word things and what have you. So, for me saying this buying tail is a magnet, obviously, means we could potentially be coming back down, right? So kind of give those cues out to there. And we made money on all this. This was fucking fire. Unfortunately, we didn't get up here. I always leave runners because I just never know how high it's going to go. So that was stellar. Super happy about that. So that was number 2, the deuces. Okay. All right. So for some reason, I marked a couple things a couple times. Let's see what this says. Oh, looks like I got more than one. Okay. I did it twice. Okay. So check this out. So I actually missed this one. I got up to get coffee and a peanut butter and jelly and missed it. By the way, if you guys, this is no bullshit. You can ask pretty much anybody in the room will tell you. My boy Dave, Zug, everybody's starting to learn. When I say I'll be right back, the market's going to bust a move. I swear to God, they fucking wait on me. And I was just joking around with my girl, and she says, you should just say it out loud and then like walk out of the room and peek behind the door, like, wait 2 minutes, because it never fails. So I say I'm going to get coffee. Going to get coffee right here. They ended up sweeping down, getting right into our options levels here, and then gassed it. NQ popped like 250 points off of this sweep. Freaking nuts. And then ES was like another, 40 points. And so here's essentially how it went down. And I actually had called this way in advance. I don't know where it's at right now. Not that you guys really care, but somewhere around here. Let's look. I'll show you guys with the Discord how crazy I was today. Let's see. Check this out. Here we go. 23 is still untested. If this plays, we could get back above the low. This thing could pop. Confirmation above the overnight low would be preferred at 31.75, and ultimately the daily at 38. We shall see, right? And so this, of course, is exactly when I get up to go get coffee. Oh, right here. Look, I'm like, oh, options. I literally left at the low. Look, I'll be right back. 1 hour candle change. I'm going to get a snack, right? Big mistake, Ryan. Everyone there should have been like, okay, he's leaving. Let's get ready. Get our finger on the button. I need to start letting somebody else trade my account when I leave, because this is like a fucking guarantee. So anyways, you can see that, we came down, we played the options level. This was NQ, actually. This was a beautiful sweep on NQ. They rocketed all the way up here. The other big kicker for us was SPX. So SPX actually came down into playing our 66.99 daily area and then had the pop. So this had a lot of confluence for us. For us, it was an options level. For SPX, it was the dailies, which is tits. Amazing. Let's do it, right? And so as long as we have confirmation and confluence, then it is what it is. And this was a great, great setup for everybody who was around. I was getting peanut butter and jelly with my fat ass. So I missed that one, but that was really, really good. This is just such a textbook setup. And they got back above the daily at 23, back above the swing low at 26. Then ultimately they got back above the open, and then the other daily at 38. It just was all good all the way up. And so that was awesome. Awesome. So that was straight out of all the plans, everything that we called. Everybody in the room did great. Now here's the kicker, right? So I would like to show you guys this. I didn't plan on doing this. I don't even know if you can hear it. Let me see. So check this out. Let me see if you can even hear this. Look at this. Oh, remember when this was cool? Look, Guns N' Roses, right? Like that's the dude, right? Axl Rose. But imagine somebody trying to get away with that right now. It's not going to happen, but I just thought it was funny. Anyways, so let's see. I don't know where I do with that. I guess it doesn't matter. I was going to show you this video that I made for everybody, but it kind of goes in line with the trade plan from Friday. We talked about how if they opened below the 38 on Friday, that we could get a smack. Well, the reason it didn't work today is because we didn't have the 4-hour close, but the 4-hour actually did close later in the afternoon with the 1 o'clock candle. So here was how this works here. So at 12:59, I'm talking about 1 minute to the 4-hour close, guys. They're setting up a 38 back test on the 4-hour and 44 on the 1 hour. But 38 would be nice. It could really send us down. Well, guess what? Here we are. So they ended up back testing 36, 37, 38. These are all the 4 hours that we had stacked that we've been playing from the top down for days. So they got into 36, didn't quite get 38, whatever, close enough. I actually was into this, and I'll show you here shortly. VIX into big resistance here, but, they ended up popping this, which we'll get into very shortly when I show you guys what VIX was doing. Here you can see that I scaled into this. I started at the overnight low and scaled into this and basically took this all the way down to 92. And so I scaled into that and just got flat here. And then when I made that comment, we were all the way at 92, as you can see this here. So this was another awesome call. This was like 60 points, I think. Let's see, 38 to 92. Let's call it 40 plus 10. That's 50 points. 50 points. Hey, what's 50 points between friends, right? So, there's been so many opportunities to make money in the Discord today. It was insane. And it really all kind of still stems from like Friday's trade plan and things like that. Like these levels don't really change until they're tested. So you can continue to say, okay, well, then, if it does this today, then I'm still going to take that trade, which is exactly what we did. Okay. So here was the other interesting spot here. So after I hit 62, which was, I think or 92, 92, which I think was right here at this line right here. So, the first thing we're looking at right here is we're saying, all right, so I'm looking at the profile. I'm like, look at all this excess down here. This is a massive buying tail, right? This is a huge market inefficiency. I'm a big profile guy. You guys know that. I use profile all the weekend reviews, everything. This is like, okay, here's where we're at in value. Here's the excess. Here's what needs cleaned up. The market does not like to leave inefficiencies like this. And so, I'm always on the mission to try to clean some shit up, right? And so this was a huge tail here. And ultimately, they ended up cleaning it up perfectly. Look at that. It almost played it to the tick and kind of reversed here. But as you can see, I was also short here. They're going to clean up last week's tail. I'm going for the cleanup. I'm going for it. And we ended up getting it. And I ended up taking my last target at Friday's low, which was 66.70. That was another great short of 17 points. Could have been better, could have been heavier, could have done a lot of things, but I'm certainly not upset. Okay. So very, very happy about this. The Discord room we were banging today. Good job. Good job, crew. We did it. Now, levels were on point. Now, you ready for the last one? This one, I don't think a lot of people saw coming, which was this long right here at 66.60. We've played this level so many fucking times. Excuse my language. I couldn't not take it, right? So I took first test, took a small stop, very small. And then I was like, okay, if this thing even shows remote signs of life, I'm gonna grab this. So we had the 4th deviation options vol down here, right? It's a big deal for us. This is something that I put out in the newsletter every day. And these things basically mean that, when you get to the 4th deviation options vol, that generally means that we're signaling an overextension and price has the potential to reverse in this area. Doesn't mean it always will, right? But it generally means when you get this far of a move, we are a little bit stretched. And so here we are, we touched it perfect. It was right with our 66.60. And so I'm thinking, okay, great. If we get back above Friday's low, we could really cook, right? Well, guess what? Let's see where we at. Okay. 66.60. What a monster, right? So here I am long, taking some profits. We're talking about, maybe it's nothing, maybe it's just a little scalp, but, they popped yesterday's low. We could revisit 83. This being yesterday's low, 83 was our 4 hour, 92 is also a 4 hour. And then as you can see, I ended up adding into this a few more times once we started to get over yesterday's low. And I was keeping runners just in case. I was trying to get all the way higher, which is still very plausible. The day just ended. And so towards the end of the day, I obviously keep people updated about my trades. And just to let you guys know, if it's in the trade plan, I'm more than likely taking the trade. Like, this is my plan, okay? I don't do this for you guys. I do it for me. So if it's in the plan, I'm taking it, all right? So this is very important for you guys to remember. A lot of times, if you look at a trade and you're like, oh, I wonder if Ryan took it. Ryan's in it. I'm telling you, if it's in the plan, I'm in it. Okay. Like, unless there's extenuating circumstances, I'm in this trade already. Like, don't trip. I'm in this. Right. So here you go. You can see that, we ended up I ended up getting all these targets here. We cleaned up the singles, which was another big thing. Once again, we had some big single prints up to 86. That was where the majority of my clusters and my targets were at. I was front running the 4 hour. I had one clean up the singles and had one all the way up into 92 because I'm like, well, just in case. And then I had a runner way higher that ended up getting stopped out because I thought maybe we could come up here and clean the 13, right? So as you'll see, here's the actual profile. So you've got 86 and then you got 13. Well, what did they do? Here, I'll show you what this looks like. So this was the 86. You can see those singles right there. Okay. They pushed up, they cleaned it up, and they came all the way up to 07. Now we still got these singles right here that run up to 14 or whatever it is, which could actually get filled tonight. They very well could. I don't see a reason why they can't. And that's a very plausible scenario. Okay. So, just an insane day filled with action. This was a great end of the day. This trade took a long time, actually. I think I was in this trade from, I don't know, it must have been, when is this, 327? So it had already tested this at 327. I had been in this for quite some time. Let's just look and see. What a monster. Okay, from 3 o'clock, basically. So it took an hour to go. We sat in this the whole time. A lot of guys in the room took this with me, I think, after they realized that we weren't going to go any lower. And then we checked the bag. And so super duper happy about all that. I don't even know what else to say. What's up, Piper? What's up, homie? Good to see you. Sorry, I don't normally have the comments on. I should probably look and see who's talking, but